Good evening. Thank you for watching the Uganda Catholic Television. It is a Tuesday, the first day of April 2025. I am Sunday Gloria Abwatch with Uctv News. The Democratic Party has dismissed allegations that it has increased nomination fees for party leadership positions ahead of its delegates conference scheduled for May. Online media reports had claimed that fees for presidency had been raised from 5 million Uganda shillings to 20 million Uganda shillings, while the National Organizing Secretary and Secretary General positions had allegedly increased from 3 million to 15 million Uganda shillings. Addressing journalists at the party headquarters in Mengo, the Democratic Party President Norbert Mao refuted these claims, stating that the party is committed to attracting new leaders and would not impose financial barriers to participating in the national, or rather will not impose financial barriers to participating persons in the National Executive Committee elections.
2 days ago, I got a call from a journalist who was asking me that the party, that myself and Honorable Siranda, we sat in a committee of 2 and we have set outrageous nomination fees to lock out people from holding positions in DP. We are daily begging people to come and lead this party. Why would we make money stand in their way? No such thing has happened. And in any case, fees are approved by the National Executive Committee. But there are people who sit every day, and you people are, of course, innocent conduits of their rumor mongering. So I see a lot of bogus things written on social media that now nomination for president of DP is 50 million and so on. If even the Electoral Commission doesn't demand 50 million, for me, I will not pay 50 million. If the next said 50 million, I won't pay it. The position of president has a fee because it serves 2 purposes. Our party president is not only leader of the party, but is also our presidential candidate. So that is also primaries, unlike for the other positions. So I wish to stress to members of the media that please call the chief spokesperson of the party instead of spreading rumors, because I stopped respecting you, and I think you want me to respect you. And I'm still around in this country for long. In 10 years, I want to look you in your eye and say, what were you thinking when you were saying those kind of things? I want to respect people.
Now, following the launch of the national meeting for the Uganda Martyrs Day 2025, which will be animated by Lugazi Diocese on the 3rd of June 2025, Centenary Bank has introduced a special contribution code MFT 1013 under its Tulambule and Namugongo initiative. Speaking to UCTV News, Charles Kabanda Sentamu, the General Manager for Retail and Microfinance, explained that the code is exclusively designed for Lugazi Diocese and will function at Sente agents and Centenary Bank branches. Kabanda further advised contributors to request a receipt as proof of their donation before leaving.
Hereby calling upon our viewers and other people out there to contribute towards the Namugongo Martyrs Day, which is going to be animated this year by Lugazi Diocese. And in this particular case, we have a special code that we are using that enables people, pilgrims, to contribute. This can only work at our center agents and in our banks. You can walk to an agent of Centenary Bank and mention Kulamaga Namugongo, and the agent will receive your money. They will also get your telephone contact and name. you receive a receipt printed which has all the details. And the treasury at the Lugazi Diocese will also be in position to receive all this information and be able to acknowledge receipt and be in position to send you maybe a thank you message. We wish all our people a very good Martyrs' Day, and would like to see that we find it easy to support our animating diocese by just going to the agent or to our bank and mention Kulamaga Namugongo. Our agent will be in position to receive that money. You also get a printed receipt.
Residents of Jupuki North Village, Kuchwini Sub-County, Nebi District were left in shock this morning after a senior student at Mamba Secondary School unexpectedly gave birth in one of the school's dormitories. The incident has raised concerns among the school administration, teachers and students and the wider community. Now speaking on the matter, Albert Chekechan, the head teacher of Mamba SS, confirmed the incident, stating that the school was unaware of the student's pregnancy.
Residents of Jopokai North Village, Kuchwini Sub-County, Nebi District, this morning woke up in a shock as a Senior 2 student at Mamba Senior Secondary School gave birth in one of the school's dormitories. This unexpected event has likely caused concern among the surrounding communities, school administration, teachers and students. While speaking to Albert Chekechan, the head teacher Mamba Senior Secondary School confirmed the incident and said the school did not know if the student was pregnant. He added that last week, the school carried out general pregnancy tests on the students but failed to detect such cases.
This morning, we woke up to a very unfortunate occurrence where a student called Room Tracy of Senior 2 delivered while in the hostel. Alum Tracy joined us this year from a school called Colleen Secondary School and is aged 18 years. Hails from a village called Asili, Mbura, and the father is called Unyuta Terencio. Last week, actually from immediately after sports, the school health department organized pregnancy test for all students, and the process is still ongoing with some few students of Senior 1 remaining. Alum's case was confirmed. They carry out the urinary kind of test. The case was confirmed but needed some further confirmation, and before that could be done, was surprised this morning that Tracy delivered.
Ashibo Agnes, enrolled nurse at Paduot Midirel Center 3, who rushed to rescue the victim, said the safety and well-being of both the mother and the newborn are of utmost importance. Ashibo further urged the school administration to have procedures in place for handling such situations, and the necessary medical attention will have been provided.
I was off duty at home. I received a call from a colleague that a student had delivered in the dormitory. So immediately I had to put on my little, and then I rushed to the facility. I picked the necessary things that will help me help the lady in the dormitory. So when I got there, I found she had delivered, but the baby had been wrapped. She was wrapped in some muscles, and I quickly checked the baby. The baby was okay, but the third stage of labor had not yet been done.
Meanwhile, Edmond Obeyo, clinical officer, Paduot Midirel Center 3, where the victim is admitted, said this incident may also prompt the school to review its policies and support systems for pregnant students or students with child care responsibilities. He added that the students need to receive the necessary care, counseling and resources to continue with their education.
This morning we received news. Actually, it was a surprise. A student from Mamba SS in Senior 2, 19 years old, I think 18, not 19, delivered in the dormitory alone. It was such a surprise. A pregnancy of around 8 months. And actually we thank God that she delivered, but we managed to help her in the 3rd stage of labor, and we brought her to the facility.
The victim, whose name has been withheld, is in senior 2 and both her and the newborn baby are healthy.
Thank you for watching UCTV News. We'll be back after these messages.
UCTV, good news for all.
Radio Patches, the best value-based community radio in Eastern Africa, running 24/7 with professional staff and solar energy backup of up to 500 kilowatts peak. We rock the whole of northern Uganda and the world using 7 languages on 90.9 FM and 94.5 FM in Arua on Ediofe Hill, 99.7 FM at Moyo on Adua Hill, 101.4 FM at For God in Gulu, and online at www.radiopatches.org or download the Radio Patches app from Google Play Store and Apple Store. Radio Patches, peace of Christ for all.
Welcome back. This is the Uganda Catholic Television. UCTV News continues. Excitement filled Kasese district as community members gathered at Kiswamba Catholic Parish for a special mass for His Majesty Charles Wesley Mumbere, the Omusinga wa Renzururu. Joining his royal subjects in prayer, the king participated in the psalm celebration where Father Bazaliza, the parish priest, urged the congregation to return to God and embrace His boundless, non-judgmental love. The mass took place in Busongola North County, Kasese district, drawing a large and joyous crowd.
The day began with great anticipation as residents from all walks of life arrived early at Kiswamba Catholic Parish in Busongola North, Kasese District for a special mass with Obusinga bwa Rwenzururu, His Majesty Charles Wesley Mumbere, the King of the Obusinga bwa Rwenzururu. Children, women, political leaders and community members from the various sectors filled the parish grounds, eagerly sharing their excitement about the royal visit and what they hoped for the occasion.
Today I'm so excited. I happen not to be staying in Kiswamba, but I'm a resident of Kasese town. However, when I heard about the visit of our king, that is the Omusinga, we are so excited. And most of us, we moved to our home areas to come and welcome our Omusinga, who is the king. For us in our local language, we normally call him Omusinga. That is the name that we normally use. We are so excited. Actually, even yesterday I traveled to Chenjojo, but I made sure today morning I'm here at my home area to come and welcome our king. We are expecting good news from our Omusinga. I know he's coming to give us hope.
As the morning unfolded, the full field of Kiswamba Catholic Parish awaited the arrival of the Obusinga bwa Rwenzururu, His Majesty King Charles Wesley Mumbere. The atmosphere was electric, joyful songs, clapping and chanting filling the air as the king made his way to the site just past 11 a.m.
Obusinga bwa Rwenzururu kabwa tutse ulambaire kando ukote.
Among the welcoming party was Father Peter Basaliza Mubuga, the Catholic priest of Kiswamba Parish, and the chaplain to the Royal Kingdom, along with local political leaders, the parishioners, all singing with joy and anticipation. The procession began shortly after the king's arrival, making the start of the Solomon Mass. The congregation, which filled the grounds to capacity, included the king's cabinet ministers, the local leaders, and many subjects from different parts of the district. In his homily, Father Peter Basaliza focused on the theme of love using the story of the prodigal son. He reflected the relationship between the father and the two sons, emphasizing the importance of forgiveness and reconciliation. He explained how the prodigal son's request for his inheritance was a violation of the family law, and how, when we turn away from God, we lose our place in His kingdom.
When the child went away from the father, that's very important. When the young son went away from the father, he got challenges. When we go out of the house of the father, we get challenges. Esa ukavutu nama itahuro kunyamuhanga wai, na ingabi independent, numa tungeri pandas, na inga yako rabiai, na rukatungere ebisiv. Esa ukavutu nama ni ovusenga, nama nyeno musenga, na rukavutu bwana inga banga mukana yaku bwana ingo mundu, na rukaya tungere ebisiv, na rukabi nange ndorwe. Sukabi nange ndorwe. Esa ukavutu nama ne pata ya uremu, whether FDC kusi movement, kusi nupu kusich, na ruwa bia chipeka omo community ya uremu, iwa enda hand, aha ukaya enda ho, ukaya itinderewa turaha mabe, ukaya tungere hebisiv. But what is important? Omwana matunga hebisivu bia, na rumwa senzara, famine. Obukosi senzara is a saying that swende banabi area.
The priest elaborated on how the prodigal son suffered his rebellion, but upon realizing his mistakes, returned to his father. Father Peter Basaliza likened this to God's love, highlighting that no matter how far we stray, God will always welcome us back with open arms, just as the father did to his son.
Omwana verakas akasa, abwebri tram ngayebu gaben. Anumukore debate in his heart and his head, has a debate. I'm no longer called your son. Now he's giving up his rights, the rights of a son. And if he's giving up his rights as a son, such that means such Amina. What happened? Now we go to the father. I'm going to personality school research. Tatawewe. Instead of Tatawe being annoyed, akamrangira, akawatumubere ruana, ruairahayi. Instead, the father showed him big heart. Let's clap for the father.
Some members of the congregation shared their thoughts on the Mass and the royal visit, expressing how deeply moved they were by the King's presence and the message of forgiveness and love. They appreciated the opportunity to come together in faith, united under the leadership of both the spiritual and royal leaders.
This is Songora North, where people real treasure and real love, believe, and today they're just excited. People are so many, people have left whatever they are doing to come and see their king.
Catholics who trust the kingdom so much feel better when they see the king associating with them at a denominational level.
This parish, Kiswamba Catholic Parish, we are friendly to Msinga, especially our parish priest, Reverend Father Peter Basaliza Mubunga.
The royal visit of the Businga of Rwenzururu, His Majesty King Charles Wesley Mumbere, to Kiswamba Catholic Parish was a moment of unity and spiritual reflection for the people of Kasese District. The Mass led by Father Peter Basaliza Mubuga not only celebrated the King's presence, but also reminded the congregation of God's boundless love and power of reconciliation. Nora Osende for UCTV News.
Rwenzururu King, His Majesty Charles Wesley Mumbere, has called on young girls to prioritize their education and resist early pregnancies that hinder their future prospects. Musinga Mumbere's special, or rather appeal, follows growing concerns from local leaders in Kasese District over the alarming increase in teenage pregnancies, especially among school-going girls. Now, this issue was raised during the King's royal visit to Kiswamba Catholic Parish in Busongora, North County, where he and Her Highness Agnes Itungu engaged with the community on pressing social challenges.
Teenage pregnancy remains a critical public health challenge in Uganda, with 1 in 4 girls aged between 15 to 19 either pregnant or already a mother. Despite ongoing intervention, this alarming rate has remained unchanged for over 15 years, contributing to 20% of the infant deaths and nearly a third of the maternal fatalities. Now the ripple effects are devastating, pushing young girls out of school and limiting their future opportunities. With already half of teenage mothers trapped in subsistence agriculture and only 5% securing professional jobs, the cycle of poverty deepens. Many of these young mothers struggle to provide. Many of these young mothers struggle to provide themselves and their children, further straining the country's social and economic fabric. While addressing a congregation at Kiswamba Catholic Parish, the Busingabwa Rwenzururu, King His Majesty Charles Wesley Mumbere urged young girls to prioritize their education over early motherhood. He emphasized that completing school offers them a brighter future rather than being weighed down by unnecessary pregnancies. His call echoes the growing concerns among leaders and policymakers, pushing for stronger efforts to keep girls in schools and secure their futures.
When you drop out, more can a scholarship, you can Suzika and university, through the single Tikonga Queta. You move committed to drop out, Naya Kamakore. A chisituate to sooner. I'm a new book of the Muyerinde. Sex suit Musirio. Editor, he was sitting Sirio. No muka no wanga naanza miaka kumia satu shulu wata trahivo ukabe unaote chance ni ngabia mahakama kumiani.
The Busingabwa Rwenzururu, His Majesty Charles Wesley Mumbere, urged the Rwenzururu subjects to prioritize education, emphasizing its role in securing a brighter future. He expressed gratitude to the President of Uganda for providing scholarships to the people of the Busingabwa Rwenzururu, a move aimed at expanding education opportunities. The King's call comes amid his concern that teenage pregnancy continues to hinder academic attainment, as young mothers are less likely to complete secondary education.
Education twile kuyokumwa munene. Nenyo munasi netu kutwabisi adire nyuma omukisomo. So nerene tubutuku bwabono elange tukasoma. Kengasi mana president eriyowe erisabaliai inga bunya to eri esa scholarship. Kona tonobe tunga esa scholarship esi ikirenga kikumi abana banamusoma. Ke tunamuliro bali ya nesende. Nase tusitunga neriro musinde colleges nasi twere scholarship.
The Rwenzururu Kingdom Queen Mother, Her Majesty Agnes Intungo, urged school-going girls to safeguard their health and well-being to seize the opportunities they deserve to grow and thrive. He warned against girls against giving in to exploitation, emphasizing the need to protect themselves from early pregnancies and its lifelong consequences.
Be warned, because your future relies on you. Omanobulu myoya kindukwere sinji ngumitani inaye kwecho bukureba omonja ukindi murondia utyakuhana mutwalo erugutwalo kwechilo siwende mulangira eyo bolo bamugarondeya. So please watch out, love yourselves, prepare your future.
The local leaders from Kasese district acknowledged the alarming rise in teenage pregnancies, attributing the increase to poor parenting and high school dropout rates.
It is actually a very big challenge in the district that we have got young mothers for as young as 13 years. I was so disappointed when I met a young girl of 13 years, pregnant, and unfortunately, the person who impregnated her is an old man who has 5 children.
Education. We still have problems with school dropouts, especially for the girl child. Young girls in this area, in most cases, drop out of school as a result of early marriages, as a result of child pregnancies. They get pregnant when they are very young, and as a result, they cannot continue with the formal education.
Now, these also criticize parents for failing to properly guide their children, allowing them to engage in risky behaviors such as nightclubs. Now, they emphasize the need for comprehensive sensitization among both the girls and the boys to address this growing challenge.
Where I'm supporting these young mothers in hairdressing and tailoring to see how they can make a living. And I have committed myself to work with Queen, our Nyabawole, who started a program of Embale ya Nyabawole. This program brings together the youth, especially the young girls and boys, to instill morals into them so that these habits of early marriages, school dropouts, and others can be minimized. I committed myself to work together with her so that we can bring our children on board to instill morality.
We need to have mindset change. But also for the young ones, where a young girl and a young boy decide to get married, I think we need to sensitize them, but also it calls for the issue of parenting. Some parents have turned into absent parents in their families. You find a young girl, a young boy, doing things that may lead to early marriage, early pregnancy, and the mother is not bothered. In the evening, a child comes back home. The father and the mother can't ask the child where they are coming from, and therefore the children end up doing whatever pleases them. In my opinion, we need to emphasize on issues of parenting so that these young ones may not fall prey of child marriage and teenage pregnancy.
By culture leaders taking an active role in speaking out against teenage pregnancy, emphasizing their influence in shaping community values. By raising awareness and promoting responsible parenting, communities believe culture leaders can help curb the rising cases and safeguard the future of young girls. Nora Osende for Uctv News.
And that takes us off for today in history. And that wraps up the Tuesday edition of Uctv News. My name is Sande Gloria Abwatch.